There's something uniquely vulnerable about jogging. Out in the open, often alone, far from home, earbuds in, mind lost in thought or focused on the next breath. For many, it's a peaceful ritual, a way to clear the mind, burn stress, and feel alive. But sometimes, it can feel like someone's watching you from the trees. Sometimes it feels like you're not alone, and sometimes it's not just a feeling. Tonight, we're diving into 3 true, terrifying tales from joggers who encountered more than just the burning in their lungs and aching legs. These are their stories, and they may just make you think twice before your next late evening run. So lace up your shoes, plug in your headphones, and let's hit the trail. But be warned, you might want to keep looking over your shoulder. It was late September in Iowa. The sun dipped low behind the horizon, casting an orange hue over the seemingly endless cornfields. Julia, a 28-year-old nurse, had just finished a grueling 12-hour shift at the hospital. Running helped her unwind, and she often jogged through the countryside near her farmhouse before dinner. On this particular evening, the wind was stronger than usual. The corn stalks rustled loudly, almost like whispers. Julia put on her running shoes, grabbed her water bottle, and took off down the dirt road beside the fields. She had done this route countless times. A 5-mile loop past a small creek, then up a hill overlooking the old Miller farm, and then back down past the cornfield. The same cornfield she had grown up with, the one her father used to warn her about when she was little. "Don't go in there at night," he would say. "Not everything in that field is corn." She always thought he was joking. About a mile into her run, Julia started to feel odd, like she was being watched. She looked around, nothing but corn. Tall, golden, swaying stalks. Still, the unease lingered. At mile 3, just as she was passing the Miller property, she heard it. A low, steady crunch, like someone was walking in the field, pacing her. She stopped, pulled out her earbuds. Silence. But then, there it was again. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And then, a whisper. "Keep going." Her heart pounded. She looked toward the cornfield. A shadow, not tall, more hunched, like someone crouching, watching her. She bolted, sprinting faster than she thought possible. Her lungs burned, but adrenaline took over. She didn't stop until she reached her front door. Slamming it shut, she locked it and peeked out the window. The road was empty, but her mailbox was open. Inside it was a single ear of corn, and tied to it with a piece of red string was a note. In jagged handwriting, it read, "Next time, don't stop." She never ran that loop again. Chris, a 35-year-old software engineer, had fled to the quiet town of Pine Hollow, Oregon, seeking solace after a bitter divorce. The scars of his failed marriage lingered, and the remote job offer had been a lifeline, a chance to rebuild amidst the towering evergreens and mist-shrouded mornings. His new routine included dawn jogs through Greenwood Park, a place where the silence was broken only by the crunch of pine needles underfoot and the occasional cry of a distant crow. On that fateful Tuesday, the park was veiled in an unusually thick fog. As Chris passed the derelict playground, a skeletal swing set creaked in the breeze. There, motionless, sat a girl in a faded blue dress, her hair like tangled midnight. Her stillness unnerved him. "Hey, are you okay?" he called. When she turned, her obsidian eyes pierced him, and her grin stretched impossibly wide. Chris fled, dismissing it as a sleep-deprived hallucination. The next day, curiosity overrode fear. He returned, finding her swinging rhythmically. Her voice slithered into his mind. "You came back." Panicked, Chris sought answers at the town's dusty library. Miss Hargrove, the elderly librarian, paled at his description. That playground, a girl named Lila vanished there in 1987. They never found her, she whispered, pushing a yellowed newspaper clipping toward him. At the local diner, grizzled veteran Ezra muttered, "Bad business, that park. Folks say she beckons the lonely." Chris's heart sank. His isolation had made him a target. That night, nightmares plagued him. Lila's laughter echoing through fog, her dress swirling like smoke. Determined, Chris combed through archives, uncovering tales of a grieving mother who'd hanged herself in the park. Locals spoke of a shadow that lingered, stealing children's voices. His nights grew restless, his code riddled with errors. Colleagues complained, but Chris was ensnared by guilt, by fear, by the need to understand. Days later, the girl materialized in his home, her form flickering like static. Frost crept over his screens, and whispers seeped from his speakers. Desperate, Chris visited the playground at midnight, flashlight trembling in hand. The air thickened, and the swings surged wildly, though no wind blew. A tiny handprint glowed on his arm, burning with cold. Armed with Lila's favorite doll, unearthed from the park's soil, Chris faced her. "I'm sorry," he choked, offering the toy. Her eyes softened, tears of ink streaming. The ground trembled, and with a wail she dissolved, the doll crumbling to dust. Dawn broke, the park eerily serene. Chris left Pine Hollow, but sleepless nights followed. In every shadow, her whisper lingered. "Thank you." Yet mirrors sometimes reflected twin voids in his eyes. He avoided parks, but the mist, he knew, was always watching. Back in 2009, Derek was a senior in high school in rural Pennsylvania. He was on the track team and often trained alone in the woods behind the school. There was a network of trails that connected the school grounds to an abandoned scout camp about a mile away. He was used to jogging those trails after practice. He liked the peace, the silence. But one Friday afternoon, something changed. He had just crossed the small wooden bridge that marked the halfway point when he noticed it. A deer. Except, it wasn't acting right. It was standing in the middle of the trail, staring at him. Its head tilted at an unnatural angle, mouth slightly open. It didn't move, not even when Derek got closer. Then it blinked, slowly, and walked off the trail. Creeped out, Derek kept running. He made it to the clearing near the old camp and started to turn back. That's when he heard it. A loud, high-pitched whistle, like someone trying to get a dog's attention. Then came the footsteps, fast, heavy, running. He turned around just in time to see something. Someone dash behind a tree. "Hey!" Derek shouted. "Who's there?" Silence. He stepped cautiously forward. Behind the tree was nothing. But carved into the bark were 3 words. "You found me." Derek backed away. Something rustled in the brush behind him. He took off, heart pounding, legs pumping. But the footsteps followed. Fast, closing in. Then, just as he reached the bridge, silence. He looked back. No one. Later that night, he told his coach. They went to check the trail the next morning. The words were gone. The tree looked untouched. But the coach noticed something else. All the birds were gone. No squirrels, no deer, no sound. And on the bridge, carved into the railing, were the same 3 words. "You found me." Derek never ran those trails again, but a freshman the next year did, and he never came home. Jogging seems so simple, so safe. But the next time you head out for a run, ask yourself, are you really alone? Is that rustle in the bushes just a squirrel? Is that shape in the trees really a trick of the light? And who, or what, is pacing your footsteps? We run to escape our thoughts, But sometimes the shadows we run past are more than just tricks of the mind. Sometimes they follow us home. Thanks for joining me on this chilling run through 3 true jogging horror stories. If you made it this far, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more terrifying tales, and share your own creepy experiences in the comments. And remember, when you hear footsteps behind you, don't stop, don't look back, just run. Until next time, stay safe out there. Let me know if you'd like a version of this with background music cues, sound effects suggestions, or broken into scenes for visual storytelling.